KWT slaying.
Well, family, the wait is over. The moment has arrived where truth emerges triumphant from the shadows of history. Introducing the true Jerusalem, the lost kingdoms of the Israelites, the groundbreaking work by me, Jacoby Vale, a journey into the past that reshapes the future. I cut through centuries of misconceptions with piercing clarity. This book delivers a compelling case packed with evidence that commands attention and gonna get some respect. Come with me for a second, family, and discover how these thrilling civilizations flourished, protected by towering highlands and sustained by advanced engineering. Some have asked, where is Jerusalem? Is it the land in the Middle East? I say no. It is in the highlands of Ethiopia. With hours of groundbreaking research, this book brings in a new revelation, and it will transform your understanding of African history and its connections to the ancient world. It's going to remove from your mind the conditioning by the Romans of what has really happened to our past. Come with me, family, to the Ethiopian highlands and find out why this is our land. Why things have been hidden and obfuscated for centuries. We are royalty, children of the Most High. What kind of land do you expect us to have? Dried up dirt in the Middle East, or land flowing with rivers? A land full of beautiful animals flowing with milk and honey. Don't miss out on this monumental unveiling. Grab your copy today and stand on the side of truth. Visit Amazon.com or www.tailministries.com to purchase your book and join Jacoby Vale's teachings on Tail Ministries. Family, your journey to a hidden history has now begun. So family, get your copy of True Jerusalem, the Lost Kingdoms of the Israelites today. Journey to the heart of Africa, where history and legend converge to reveal the forgotten kingdoms of the Israelites and the true location of Jerusalem. Salama, family. Salama, how y'all doing today? Hope you're blessed and highly favored. So I hope you're have your thick skin on today. We're gonna talk about some stuff, and I'm at the point where I'm just going with the flow. So instead of holding stuff up, let's get started. Let's talk about a few things.
Trump doesn't think you should be part of this country.
Hold on one sec. Let me restart that. Gotta get my stuff all set up. All right. Oh, my stuff got out of order. Let's see.
And if you don't believe me, listen to this. The Department of Defense took down the webpage for a Black Medal of Honor winner, a brigadier general who was wounded 3 times in Vietnam. And they changed the URL to read DEI Medal of Honor, as if the award was fake, as if they gave it to him because he's Black. If you're Black, they don't care what you've done or how you've served this country, what you've earned. You'll always just be DEI to them. If you're Black, Donald Trump doesn't think you should be part of this country. And if you don't believe me, listen to this. The Department of Defense took down the webpage for a Black Medal of Honor winner, a brigadier general who was wounded 3 times in Vietnam. And they changed the URL to read DEI Medal of Honor, as if the award was fake, as if they gave it to him because he's Black. If you're black, they don't care what you've done or how you've served this country, what you've earned. You'll always just be DEI to them.
Marines with skin condition affecting mostly black men could now be booted under new policy. A new Marine Corps policy says troops with a genetic skin condition, that's razor bumps, that can cause pain and scarring from shaving and mainly affects black men, can be separated if the health issue persists. The interim guidance issued Thursday gives military health care providers 90 days to reevaluate Marines diagnosed with pseudofolliculitis barbae if they don't recover based on a 4-phase treatment program outlined in the message, have to remain on a shaving waiver. Do you believe this? A shaving waiver for more than a year, and a commander deems it fit. The courts can administratively separate them due to incompatibility with service, according to the message. The directive marks a reversal from a previous Marine Corps policy issued in 2022 that prohibited the service from administratively separating Marines solely based on the condition, which is caused when curly hairs grow back into the skin, resulting in inflammation. So I guess, too, if you get acne, right, you're out, right? It also comes at the same time Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has ordered a military-wide review of standards specifically focused on issues such as shaving waivers and body fat. In cases where a medical condition prevents a Marine from meeting required standards for an extended period, exceeding 1 year, administrative separation may be considered if it affects long-term service compatibility. Major Jacoby Getty, a spokesperson for the Corps Manpower and Reserve Affairs, said in an email statement Friday, when asked why Marines are no longer exempt from separation due to PFB. However, every effort will be made to support Marines through treatment, like you got a disease, right, and recovery before such decisions are considered. He added, Getty emphasized that the new guidance is meant to imbue consistency across medical exemptions and that the service remains fully committed to supporting Marines with PFB. Bottom line is they don't want no ninjas in there. All right. Y'all don't see. They don't want you there no more, right? They don't want you there no more. Black people, right? That's what they say. But we ain't just black people. I think they want us gone for good. They used to sell us for the goods, yeah, because we just black people. They killing people every day, but we ain't black people. I'm just saying, right? That's what it is, right? So anything that's black is out. Anything that's white is in. But y'all thought I was joking when they say they're going to push you out, right? Okay.
Archives and Records Administration has fallen. Senior employees and the inspectors general for the National Archives are gone. If you do not know the scope of what this impacts, I'm sorry to have to tell you. National Archives is the nation's memory. It doesn't just hold government records. It holds the entire fabric of American life and history, our heritage, military records of every soldier that ever served, naturalization and immigration records that trace millions of Americans' family histories, slave ship manifests, Freedom Bureau records, and the names of formerly enslaved people and the people who enslaved them. All Native American treaties and agreements, Japanese internment camp records, court cases that shaped civil rights, voting rights, and LGBTQ plus rights. Thousands and thousands and thousands of oral histories, hundreds of millions of photographs and films that document real American life, struggles.
Do y'all remember, give me a one if you remember, when Yacoba said they're going to push y'all out. Do y'all remember that? Give me a two if you don't. Do y'all remember that I said, they don't like you? We don't need the slaves no more. This is the Great Reset, y'all. This is the Great Reset. Why? We'll talk about it. So the National Archives, what is the National Archive? The National Archive is an institution that preserves and provides access to government records and historical documents. In the United States, the National Archives and Record Administration is responsible for what? Safeguarding important federal documents, including the Declaration of Independence, the U.S. Constitution, and the Bill of Rights. It also maintains military records, census data, and presidential archives. Other countries have their own national archives, which serve a similar function of preserving their historical and governmental records. These archives are essential for historians, researchers, and public to access the historical information and ensure government transparency. Isn't that special? Right? So you got to understand that what's happening here. And I had another article. I think I misplaced it. I'm going to see if I can find it. But this is a reset. What happens during a reset? Because remember, y'all remember what the Deagle report is, right? The Deagle report says so many people are going to be gone. And I guarantee you that those so many people that's going to be gone are Negroes, Black Americans, descendants of slaves, Hebrew Israelites, Ezra Alawi. Why? Because just like they say, critical race theory, we got to get rid of critical race theory. We got to get rid of what? Wokeism. Why? Because you ain't going to be here no more. I know y'all don't want to hear this today. If you're not here no more, guess what? Their sins disappear. This is why he getting control of the National Archives. Why? You're not going to have any constitutional protections anymore. There's no Bill of Rights, right? You ain't going to be able to carry no guns. They're not going to know anything about slavery. They're not going to know anything about the Confederacy. Why? Because they're reshaping it, right? They're reinterpreting things once more. There's another great reset, and you're not in it. You're not in it. So what they have here is the extermination of the Black man and the Black woman and their contributions to society.
Lastly, we have another executive order that President Trump signed relating to independent agencies. This executive order would establish important oversight functions in the Office of Management and Budget and its subsidiary office, OIRA, supervising independent agencies and many of their actions, and also reestablishes the longstanding norm that only the President or the Attorney General can speak for the United States when stating an opinion as to what the law is.
Thank you very much, Will. That was the primary purpose of this conference.
Why is this a problem? Because to say that only the president and the attorney general can speak to what law is in the United States is absolutely in flagrant violation of the U.S. Constitution, which was created to have Congress creating the laws as representatives that are elected by the people. Also, what about all the lawyers who were trained for this, or all the judges that actually work in the justice system? They don't get a say anymore. This is the equivalent of me saying the sky is now green. Why? Because I am the only person who is allowed to say what color the sky is. Would that make any sense to you? Well, this shouldn't either. We are no longer on the verge of a constitutional crisis. We are smack dab in the middle of it.
So Trump told you you're not going to have to worry about electing him again because he's what? He's president for life. He's the top CEO of the corporation called the United States of America. He's the head honcho. He's Caesar. All right. Y'all thought I was joking. And so you got a bunch of people who tell you, oh, don't worry about it. Nothing to see here. You don't need to do anything. Just hunker down, family. Just hunker down. This our land. We were born here. Our families died for us to vote. Didn't those people in the Middle East tell you that Trump is their lowercase savior? That Trump is the one who's going to restore the kingdom of those people? All tied back, like I said before, in the Gog and Magog video, the Germans, the you might as well call them the new Nazis. The descendants of Gomer, the Anglo-Saxons. They have a golden age they're preparing for, and you're not in it. And all the heat that always comes to this ministry because we told y'all the truth, and now it's happening exactly as we said. Come on, go back and watch my video. I don't know about you, but I believe the scriptures. I believe it literally. I believe it for what it says. If it's the only time I'll deal with interpretations of it is when I'm dealing more so with, symbolic imagery and things like that and metaphors, which is clear. But they don't want black folks involved in this, and they're removing any reference of us. They're removing any reference of us, which is why that general that you saw in the beginning, they put in there that he was a DEI initiative, right? That's why he got the medal, not because he earned the medal, but because he was a DEI. Not only that, I told you, the reason why they're getting rid of the immigrants is because they're coming for us next. And some people want to tell you, act like you living in Egypt back in the day, growing your own grapes and growing your own animals. No, 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 no. First of all, the air is poison here. The water's poison here. The food's poison here. The ground is poison here. You're going to have difficulty growing your own food. Don't get it twisted. The Bible tells you to flee for a reason. Look, let me show y'all where Tail Ministries is wrong because they're teaching flea doctrine. Let me show you where the flea doctrine is incorrect. I don't care. I'm fleeing. I don't care. I'm fleeing. You do you. I'm not telling you what to do. Personally, I don't think I have enough time to get out. That's just the reality of it. I don't think I have enough time. That's how bad it is. You know what the Deagle report said? I think it what's the percentage of the Deagle report? I think it was like 35% deletion in America, I think it was. It could have been higher. I know it goes from 350 million to 100 million in the US. Who do you think most of those people are? They're already wiping you from the history books.
Y'all, how anti-black these people are. They literally are doing some shameful, despicable things at Arlington Cemetery. Okay, let me say this again. We're talking about Arlington Cemetery. Yeah, what they're doing is Black, Hispanic, and female service members are being erased from the history. For generations, Arlington Cemetery has stood as the final resting place for more than 400,000 American heroes, a sacred space honoring those who gave everything for the country. But now the cemetery's website has quietly removed key information, list of notable Black and Hispanic service members, lesson plans about their contributions, and even maps marking their grave sites. Officials say this was done under the orders from Trump and Defense Secretary Peter Hegseth, part of a broader push to strip race and gender-related history from military records. Some of these erased names belong to Medal of Honor recipients, men who were denied recognition in their time because of racism, only to be honored decades later. And now their stories are vanishing once again. This black erasure, this is what really this is all about, Matt. It's black erasure. They're trying to get rid of the environmental justice departments and the EPA. They're trying to get rid of these things in the Department of Education. They want black erasure. All throughout the federal government, this is an absolute all-out attack on blackness. And I keep saying it, where are these Negro Republicans? Senator Tim Scott, quiet. Congressman Byron Donalds, Congressman Wesley Hunt, Congressman Burgess Owens. They're all real quiet.
Yeah, and they kissed every part of that orange butt and don't have any positions in the administration. So, clearly that didn't work out for them on the personal level, which is all that governs most of those people's actions. But this is, you're exactly right. This is about black erasure. And what this is about black erasure coded as a meritocracy argument. Because you notice Linda McMahon didn't say a single word about legacy admissions, right? They didn't say a single word about that. It's about anything that looks like a black person is getting a leg up that some white person is not getting. We're seeing that everywhere. And one of the things I thought was pretty just weak is all of these people who kind of prophylactically have said, well, we know Trump's coming for us, so we're going to go ahead and start changing our DEI or changing how we approach things. But even with the Air Force Academy, or not the Academy, but the Air Force training in San Antonio, they weren't going to teach people about the Tuskegee Airmen because they're afraid that they're going to get in trouble from the Trump administration. I mean, we've reached a level of absurdity that is just unfathomable. But I'm glad you called it what it is, because what we see is a lot of dog whistling. But we know that the truth is that it's about black erasure, and it's about making black less than in all metrics, by all metrics, and in all contexts. Because what they keep saying is merit, 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 but they're making, non-meritorious synonymous with black for the exact point of that black erasure. So I think you're exactly right. And none of this is surprising because we're seeing it across the federal government.
So we talked about this. We said this was coming, and now it's here. Now, the question is, what's your plan, right? Because it's not just Tell Ministries now saying they're going to push you out. It's not just Tell Ministries now that's saying they're trying to eradicate you, right? They're trying to erase you, right? It's people who aren't even woke yet saying it. Now, I don't understand how, as the scripture says, you can see the storm coming. You can see the clouds coming in, but you can't tell that it's about to rain, that there's a thunderstorm coming so that you can prepare to take shelter. Somebody make it make sense. All these stupid videos out there. Oh, yeah, they teach fleet doctrine. What you gonna do now? That's what I want to know. I don't want to see you leaving now. I don't want to see you getting on that plane and on them boats now. Stay here. This your home. This your place, right? You were born here, aren't you, Native American?
That is all anti-black, Derek, pure and simple. And that's what they keep attacking. And they don't want folk to know history. This is what they want. This is what they desire. And it's real clear.
So once again, why do they want to remove us from history? Why they want to remove us from the Arlington Cemetery? Why do they want to move us from the National Archives? Why do they want to remove us from the Tuskegee Airmen? Why they want to remove that history? Why they concerned about CRT? Why they worried about wokeism? Why? Because you're not going to be here. It is a great reset. This is Revelation chapter 12, family, and the dragon was angry with the woman. But Yacoba teaches flea doctrine. I think at this point, y'all being gaslighted. Anybody else that's saying we teaching flea doctrine, I think you being gaslighted at this point. Anybody that's saying that America ain't Babylon, you being gaslighted.
And it's real clear, but it's also sad to a level of degree. This hits me personally, Roland. As you know, I'm a retired naval officer, and my first wife that served as well for 27 years is buried in Arlington. She gave her life for 27 years. Okay, and so when you think about this erasure, you can't delete the contribution in the history of Black Americans, right? But this other sad part to this has precipitated down to the state levels. We have a bill right now that we're fighting in Georgia where it says, get this rolling, it says remove slavery, lynching, all that stuff from the curriculum from K through 12. But then there's this and, it says and contributions. So now you don't even want the mentions of Madam C.J. Walker contributions, Ida B. Wells contribution, Thurgood Marshall contributions. So it's one thing to try to eradicate the hatred and the pain of the past, but you also don't want to include the contributions. So what will we look like 10 to 15 years from now? Will we even have mention of Dr. Martin Luther King and Coretta Scott King? Or will we even have mention of the Tuskegee Airmen in the curriculum? And so that's the reason why we got to reject this and we got to fight back, because the future is not only counting on us, Roland, but we also got to deal with this in the present. Because
so here's the thing, right? Which is why I have a problem with our people, some of our people, right? Some of them too liberal, some of them too conservative, some of them not balanced. They're not in the middle, right? They on one side or the other. They're playing politics. They don't care about the people. They don't care about Black folks. They don't care about the Israelites. They don't care about Africans, right? But then they want to talk about how we got to fight for something in this nation. Well, this is our nation. We have the right to vote. We built this. Our ancestors built this nation, blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, they know for a fact we can never, ever, forever, ever get to the point where we control the economics, get to the point where we control the corporations, get to the point where we have self-determination. That's not going to happen. You cannot do this in the land of your captivity, which is why the Bible says that Yahuwah, Father Yah, is going to get us out of here. Some of y'all waiting for the gathering. Some of y'all waiting for the second exodus. Some of y'all don't even know what you think, what it is. What's the difference between the two? Some of us waiting for the wilderness experience, which is what the fleeing is. Go read Revelation 12. The woman flees into the wilderness. I'm personally on my own concerned because I'm moving with the idea that at the very least, maybe I got till like 2029 because I know their deadline is 2030. I don't think so. I don't think so. This could be the final year of normalcy. It could be. I'm not a prophet. I never claimed to be a prophet. People want to try to say I predict this, predict that, lying like a dog. But all I'm saying is, based upon what I'm seeing, I don't know how much time we got left. How much time we got left here? I'm not sure. I do not like this new setup with StreamYard. They did messing up my flow. But anyway, let's continue here. We'll look at some more stuff.
Big changes may be coming to the U.S. Postal Service. Postmaster General Louis DeJoy just signed an agreement with Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. Yeah, you heard that right, to help, quote, fix the Postal Service's finances. But let's be clear, this is not about fixing. It's about slashing and taking it over. Since DeJoy took over in 2020, 30,000 jobs have already been cut at the Postal Service, and another 10,000 layoffs are coming next month. Black workers make up nearly 30% of the Postal Service employees. And here's a bigger picture. There's talk of privatizing the USPS. That means fewer jobs, high prices for mail delivery, and less service in rural and low-income communities. Now, there's a federal law, Michael, that says that was passed to not privatize the Postal Service. A lot of people, a lot of progressives and Democrats are concerned because guess what? If Trump gets his hands on the Postal Service, that impacts ballots and things along those lines. And so this is something that Republicans have long sought after, but we are seeing that this war is going to be happening there too.
Absolutely. And this is something that was floated during the first Trump administration. And as you have mentioned, the Republicans, conservatives have been talking about privatizing not just Social Security, but also the U.S. Postal Service as well, selling off parts of it. And this was something that came up during the first Trump administration when you deal with mail-in ballots. And now if it's privatized, the delay in mail-in ballots being sent to certain areas, say maybe like, I don't know, Detroit, Atlanta, Philadelphia, something like that. So yeah, this is once again devastating news. There are going to be lawsuits around this, but this is what we were warning African Americans about. And another thing, Roland, is that when you look at the attack on DEI, right, they're using that all across the federal government now to attack the Department of Education, to shut down various departments, to lay off people, et cetera. Now, in this specific instance, it's important for people to understand, African Americans have been working for the U.S. Postal Service going back to the 1840s, not the 1940s, going back to the 1840s. And this was one of the, now, and then after slavery in the late 1800s, things like this, early 1900s, this is one of the first government jobs that we had. And there are 640,000 employees of the U.S. Postal Service, 29% are African American. So this is more devastating attacks that will gut the African American middle class. This is one of the ways that you got into the middle class. Federal government jobs, especially the U.S. Postal Service.
So if you add to that all of the things we just saw, removing any of the positive contributions of African Americans, Negroes, Hebrew Israelites, blacks, whatever you want to call us, if you remove that, right, then what do you have? You have a white technocracy ruling the country. And that's where we're at today. And Trump has been declared king. Remember, I showed you the video where he had this image of himself with a crown on and declared himself king. Y'all thought he was joking, right? He's not joking. But yet, people want us to stay here in Babylon. Oh, well, it's not Babylon, because the Vatican is Babylon, Yacoba, You're incorrect, Yacoba, because it's the Vatican. Okay, but when I read Jeremiah 50 and 51, I'm actually seeing everything that chapter talks about happening now. So I'm talking to someone and, we have friends of the family who are Hispanic. And they're like, they're selling their RV or whatever you call it because they're going back to Mexico because of this dude. Do you not understand? You will not have any oranges. It probably cost you $20 an orange because ain't nobody picking oranges, nobody picking the fruits, nobody picking the vegetables, nobody building the houses. If you want a house, it's going to cost you $1 million for a 3-bedroom with 0 lot. Do you not understand that they are destroying not only the middle class, but black folks economically? Do you not know, as I showed you, that in the beginning, Trump says that in order to represent America, the law has to be determined by him? Did you hear that? Do I need to go back and play it again for you? Karis, you need to stop it. But anyway, so we have been taken over, but this is by design. This is the plan. And guess what? Like I said, you don't have to believe me. This is the New World Order. This is what Trump calls the golden age. But you ain't in it. You can't see that? Trump declares preemptive pardons null, void, of no effect, signaled by autopen. President Trump has made a stunning decision regarding the equally stunning preemptive pardons issued in the final days of the Biden regime. Those pardons are void, vacant, and of no further force or effect. This is a trip. The announcement was made in a posting by Trump on his Truth Social account, which said, "The pardons that Sleepy Joe Biden gave to the Unselect Committee of Political Thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect because of the fact that they were done by autopen." In other words, Joe Biden did not sign them, but more importantly, he did not know anything about them. The necessary pardoning documents were not explained to or approved by Biden. He knew nothing about them, and the people that did may have committed a crime. Therefore, those of the Unselect Committee who destroyed and deleted all evidence obtained during their 2-year witch hunt for me and many other innocent people should fully understand that they are subject to investigation at the highest level. The fact is, they were probably responsible for the documents that were signed on their behalf without the knowledge or consent of the worst president in the history of our country. All right, so Trump's declared his Biden pardons null and void. You can't make this stuff up. The earliest identifiable public mention about Joe Biden signing documents with an autopen comes from the Oversight Project, an initiative of the Heritage Foundation. Here they go again. Now keep these people in mind because these are the same people who did Project 2025, right? On March 6, 2025, they posted on X stating, "Whoever controlled the autopen controlled the presidency." They went on to say, "We gathered every document we could find with Biden's signature over the course of his presidency. All used the same autopen signature except for the announcement that the former president was dropping out of the race last year." This post appears to be the initial spark for the recent wave of discussions on this topic. While it's possible earlier mentions exist on platforms predating this specific claim, the Oversight Project's post on March 6, 2025 is the first concrete instance, highlighted in the available data that ties Biden's use of an autopen to widespread scrutiny. Subsequent posts and articles like the New York Post built on this claim, but the Oversight Project post is the earliest specific reference. The use of an autopen by a president to sign a document, order, bill, or anything else has been treated by most people as allowable, since a normal president, being aware of what he's doing, should be able to remotely sign a document. But Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, was not aware of what he was doing. Based upon this public action and public appearances, he was suffering from what appeared to be advanced dementia or perhaps advanced Alzheimer's disease. In some instances, he seemed to have trouble putting together a cohesive sentence when speaking. I can't argue with that, but I'm just saying this is a straight up coup d'etat here. Oh yes, Order 66. If y'all don't know what that is, go to odc.com and y'all could go watch the Order 66 videos. So the use of the autopen by Biden staff would have bypassed the actual president while issuing signed documents in his name. That would be forgery and would make the document invalid. There's no question that some or maybe all of the documents signed are simply not valid because the person who allegedly signed them did not sign them, and the person who signed them was not aware of what his signature was being affixed to. Do you know that if this passes, if he gets away with this, he could overturn anything that Biden has done? The forgiveness of your student loans, he can overturn that. Good luck trying to get it. The most telling indication that the documents are invalid comes from the research done by the Oversight Project, which, as mentioned above, said, we gathered every document we could find with Biden's signature over the course of his presidency. All used the same autopen signature except for the announcement that the former president was dropping out of the race last year. Okay, so they're going to let that one stand, right? Because he dropped out the race. If this is factually accurate, then who was actually using the auto pen to sign presidential documents for the 4 years Biden occupied the presidency? This is definitely one for the courts to decide through and through investigation and analysis. It is likely the Trump administration will put this to the courts by conducting criminal investigations against one or more of those pardoned by Biden, and then charging that person with a crime the government can prove was committed, which may have been covered by the pardon. This bringing of criminal charges would then force that person to come to a court to assert they cannot be prosecuted because he or she was pardoned. The government can then challenge the pardon as invalid, auto pen sign, forgery, and move within the court system for a ruling as to the validity of the auto pen signed documents. In other words, Trump is going to overturn all of this stuff. Now, hey, I ain't got a problem with him going after Fauci, to be honest with you. But this goes against any constitutional protection. Now, if you understand what's happening, all of this is created by the Heritage Foundation, by the Project 2025, by Elon Musk and them, right? These are the same people who are Luciferians, though they try to act like they're conservative Christians, even though Trump and Elon do not claim to be believers. As a matter of fact, Elon says he's gonna be in hell with everybody, most of the world's population. So they know what's going on. This is a coup d'etat, like I told you. This America has been taken over. You can forget getting it back. I'm sorry, you can forget it. There's no opposition. Even if you notice from the Democrats, there's no real opposition. The opposition is sort of what's the word? Let's say it's lighthearted. Very weak, very weak opposition. But all of this is planned. All of this is part of conspiracy. All of this is satanic. All of this is demonic. And it just so happens that the people that the quote unquote Christians put in power to make America great again, and in their mind, a Christian nation, which in their minds really is white supremacy. It's all by design. It's all part of the plan. It's all part of the reset. It's sort of like when we talked about the Tartarian Empire. If some of y'all remember the Tartarians and the whole mud flood. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the videos. Ask Brother Red, Big Red, he in there. He'll tell you about it. You know, everyone believes, many people believe that the Tartarian empires and all of these former civilizations were part of what they call a Great Reset, and that history and things were redefined. That is what we're seeing here. Everything is being redefined. Why? Because according to the Deagle report, a good percentage of us not going to be here in America. Now, whether that's going to be through deletion, or if that's going to be by exodus, or that's going to be through a wilderness experience, I guess we all about to find out.
To my Trinity family, if you will just give me 5 minutes, there's some information that I've got to share with you about puppet masters that are controlling the puppet. puppet masters that are controlling the puppet. Let me begin by sharing this information today. There's a person you have never heard of who may be one of the most influential thinkers in the right-wing and white nationalist space in this country. His name is Curtis Yarvin. Let me say it again, Curtis Yarvin. He founded the anti-egalitarian and the anti-democratic movement known as the Dark Enlightenment or neo-reactionary movement. This movement believes democracy is a failed experiment and must be replaced by a monarchy or a dictatorship. The way to reach this goal is through Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley venture capitalists who will use their money to sway public opinion and miseducate the masses through social media and collecting our data. One of Curtis Yarvin's disciples is a person by the name of Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel, I'm not sure the pronunciation, is a South African, or an Afrikaner, just like Elon Musk, who founded PayPal. Peter Thiel funded the political rise of J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance has publicly stated that Curtis Yarvin is his intellectual mentor. Now, Curtis Yarvin says in order to destroy democracy, they have a program called RAGE, R-A-G-E, RAGE. And this program means retire all government employee. RAGE, Project 25, RAGE, and now Doge is doing the work of Curtis Yarvin. Curtis Yarvin believes some races are fit for servitude. Blacks have a natural lower IQ, and civil rights was applied to a population of recent hunter-gatherers' ancestry and no great moral fiber. As a result, civil rights in America created absolute garbage. The architect of Trump's presidency, Steve Bannon, is an admirer of his work, and a collection of Silicon Valley billionaire bros adhere to his philosophy. How do we push back? Number one, we've got to be educated about what is happening. Number two, we have to be deliberate with our dollars. There's no reason we should be supporting any business that plays in our face. Support local, support Black businesses. Number three, support Black institutions that believe in liberation. Whether it is your church, HBCU, whether it is an activist organization, unions, independent press, fraternities, sororities, all of these organizations we have to support and we have to raise our voice. And finally, you've got to be the most engaged voter, politically astute, not miseducated, but educated. They are coming after us. RAGE, retiring all government employee, dismantling the Department of Education. We are in the midst of a hostile takeover in America. But let me give you one thing. All of this research I have been doing, I found out that their greatest fear is Black people when they're organized. From 1971 to today, we have the power and we are connected to an all-powerful God. In the words of Sean Connery, from the Untouchables, there ended the lesson, and that's my 5 minutes. Peace.
Well, the interesting thing is that he says, go to the voting booth. Has the voting booth ever solved anything for us yet? Not once. Once again, They want us to participate in the system that is controlled by them. They want us to participate in the system where they get to count the votes. They want us to participate in a system that even if we were to get our own black president in there, he wouldn't do anything for black folks because he's part of the what? System. Even if he tried to make a change, he could not change anything because he would have got deleted. Just like Malcolm X, just said Martin Luther King, just as many of the leaders, black leaders today who get put into the, the jail cell. I mean, we cannot even get people who kill, let me rephrase that. We cannot even get people who pew little boys playing with a toy gun in the park. But voting's supposed to solve what? Somebody make it make sense. So he talk about this guy called Curtis Yarvin. He's the technocratic philosopher who's a racist. And Trump is what? A racist. Elon Musk is what? A racist. J.D. Vance is what? A racist. They want to get rid of black folks, which is why they removing the names from the Arlington Cemetery, which is why they're removing the history of black folks in this country and the slavery and the achievements, what they call critical race theory, which is why they're removing affirmative action, which is why they're removing the jobs that support black folks. But we the racists because we call out the racists. So it's not a surprise that Trump chose J.D. Vance because they believe in this idea of the Dark Enlightenment. This Dark Enlightenment is a racist political movement. It is a KKK movement. Peter Thiel, another techno billionaire like Elon, who's a friend of Elon, who's also from South Africa, is a what? Racist. They all are associated with Curtis Yarvin, who is the philosopher behind the Dark Enlightenment. But y'all think y'all gonna change what by voting? Why do you think they choose other people like themselves who what? Want to remove anything that helps those who are middle class and under? J.D. Vance is married not to a European, but he's still a what? Racist. Elon Musk, we know he is what? A racist. Now they're going to have the right to discriminate against you. Why? Because there's no more constitutional protections. They're removing all of the government oversight committees and projects and offices. And now they got this plan called the RAGE plan, retire all government employees. And you wonder why Trump and everybody getting rid of government employees. Because they all believe in this dark enlightenment political strategy. They believe that there's this organization of liberals that rule over everything through media and corporatocracy and all this stuff, which is true. It's a liberal ideology, and they call it the cathedral. And they're trying to get rid of the cathedral. Yarvin stated that it's necessary to have a great purge of the old operating system. See, these are technocratic oligarchs. He said you must purge the old operating system to pave the way for a new regime to be run by more enlightened race technocrats. Now, I have this article that I wrote. I'm going to be putting it on the tailministries.com website. It's pretty long if you want to go read it. Talking about Yarvin and J.D. Vance and Trump and Elon Musk and all of them and what their plans are. And it ain't for you. They believe that you got to sabotage the existing system. Can we say order out of chaos? You got to sabotage the existing system personnel. So what? Total liquidation is required. Is that not why they're getting rid of all the jobs? The critics warn that executing RAGE will cripple essential government functions from national security to social services and plunge the country into a crisis. Is that not what's happening? This is all part of the Dark Enlightenment agenda. Project 2025, the Heritage Foundation. Can we say KKK racists, people who they call Christians, white supremacist Christians at that? This is a straight up coup d'etat. But y'all say, we ain't got to leave. Okay. Fight for it. I'm not. Y'all want to fight for this country that's never done anything for us? You want to fight to stay here for what? It's never going to be great again. It's never going to be great again. Why? Because it's darkness. It's called dark enlightenment. Is that not interesting? Is that not interesting? Y'all remember this, right? Y'all remember this.
Elon Musk!
I'm not just MAGA. I'm dark, gothic MAGA. Well, the energy in this room is incredible. All government spending is taxation. So whether it's direct taxation or all government spending, it either becomes inflation or it's direct taxation. Your money is being wasted, and the Department of Government Efficiency is going to fix that. America's just not just going to be great. America is going to reach heights that it has never seen before. The future is going to be amazing.
Now, did y'all hear that? He says that he's not only MAGA, but he's dark MAGA. Okay? Dark Gothic MAGA. Now, Goths, relating to the Goths, an ancient Germanic people, once again the Germans, who played a role in what? The fall of the Roman Empire. He's dark Gothic MAGA. He's part of the Dark Enlightenment. He's part of the fall of this new Roman Empire called America. He's dark, Gothic, MAGA. Now listen to the people in the back again one more time. Listen to this.
You guys are.
Now y'all hear that? Does that not sound like this? Tell me if I'm missing something here.
If I should fall, wrap my body in a swastika banner. Seek Heil! Seek Heil!
I'm just saying, did not Elon have the Nazi salute? Did those MAGA folks not sound like they were worshiping Hitler? I'm just saying, did that not bring back memories of Hitler? Sieg Heil? But Elon, along with Peter Thiel, along with Curtis Yarvin, along with J.D. Vance, along with Donald Trump, are pursuing the dark Enlightenment agenda, which is why Elon said he's not just MAGA, he's dark, Gothic MAGA, who's proceeding with the engineered fall of Babylon, the engineered fall of Rome. But y'all keep telling me that America not Babylon, and we didn't predict it from the very beginning that America would fall, that America is Babylon. But some of y'all so silly you can't seek the Most High to reveal to you the times we're living in, but we're dealing with people who are part of a dark light. Satan comes as what? An angel of light. But it is what? A dark light, dark enlightenment. And they're telling you that is what they're doing. But ain't nothing to see here, nothing to worry about. Jacoby don't know what he's talking about. Don't worry about it. I find it very interesting that this ties back to Matthew 6:23, in my opinion. But if your eyes are unhealthy, your whole body will be full of darkness. If then the light within you is darkness, how great is that darkness? America is in darkness. The world is in darkness. Darkness covered the land, what? Isaiah 60, and gross darkness, what? The people. But I don't know what I'm talking about. And they don't want you here. I don't know how this all gonna play out. They don't want us here. Oh, well, I'm waiting for the gathering. I'm waiting for the gathering. I'm waiting for the second Exodus. Well, Most High, didn't you say flee from Babylon so that you won't fall under her plagues? Oh, well, you ain't mean that, because we got to have the gathering first. You don't mean that, Most High, because we got to have the second Exodus first. Well, Most High, why didn't you come and save us? Did I not give you my word? Did I not tell you to what? Flee, but you ain't want to hear it. Personally, I don't care what you do personally. I ain't gonna lie. I don't. I really don't. I don't care what you do. You a grown adult and make grown decisions. And everybody, I was talking to somebody today. I say, everybody got to make their own decision. Everybody got to stand by themselves and make their own decisions, whether you're going to stay or you're going to go. Everybody got to decide, well, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't have no money. I don't do this. I don't either. I'm planning my way. That's all I can say. Like I've been saying, I thought I had more time. Be honest with you, I don't even know if I'm going to make it out of here. I don't think I have enough time personally. But that's how I say. I say we don't know how things going to play out. Some of y'all are expecting a verbatim type of event of the first Exodus. It's not happening that way. It's not happening that way. Some of y'all can't separate the fleeing from the second Exodus, which are two different events. Now I'm going to put this link out there because Brother Doug wanted me to put it out there, so I'm going to put it out there. You better come on here, Brother Doug, since I'm going to put it out there. But I'm not going to be too long. If y'all got some comments, come on. There's the link. I'm not going to pin it. We're about to find out whether or not the Vatican, Babylon, or America aren't we? We're about to find out whether or not you have any time left. All right. Let's see. What's up? What's up? What's up? Brother Karras, welcome.
Hey, Shalom. I wasn't going to be on here very long. I just want to say it's funny though, and I'll bounce from here. But it's funny that you're saying all this, Jacoba, and I'm telling you, last week was a difference when things were being discussed. And Jacoba, I'm just going to tell you, right after that blood moon, man, things are moving, and they're moving very quickly in the background. Don't think that you're just on out here, that nothing is going on. No, things are going on. And you know, everybody.
Are you talking about us getting out of here or something? Because we need help. I ain't gonna lie. Because I mean, I'm trying to figure out how to do this thing, and it ain't easy.
It's not, Brother Jacoba. It's not. And you know, the obstacles that had been kind of presented. It's interesting because the Most High, you know, and I was even kind of speaking on some things earlier today, and it was funny how the Most High just removes things out of the way very, very quickly. But that would be something that we discussed in the background. But yeah, keep encouraged, Yasharel, because the Most High still has us. Yes, they are trying to erase us. This is, look, first you have erasure, then you have genocide. This is how it goes.
Yep, exactly.
That's how it goes. But that's all I got. So shalom, everyone.
All right, thank you, Brother Karras. Minister Rick, you got to unmute yourself, Minister Rick. You got to unmute yourself. Okay, there we go. All right.
Jacoba, everything you say is true, but I don't care. They are not in control. I'm just saying, you just conflating them. They are not in control. They are fighting each other, just like during the Civil War. We had to fight to get in the Civil War. They were fighting over us. They're fighting each other. They're not a monolith. They're fighting each other. And while they're fighting each other, God's going to make a way for us out here. I'm not saying I don't have to I'm getting out of here. But it's the Most High. See, so if they can do all this stuff like we're saying they can do, then God is a lie. He said, I'm taking everybody out. And they're taken out. No, they will not. I'm just going to be very brief. Moses, when he pled to the Most High for our people coming out, and he told the Most High, well, if you do this, because the Most High would say, hey, I'll destroy all them and make a nation out of you. And Moses said, well, if you do that, these people of the world will think that they got away with it, that they did something, that they over your name for his glory, for his glory. This whole thing is for his glory. He said, it's not for us because we profaned his name among the heathen. It's for his glory. He is not going to let these Gentiles defile his name. Now he going to deal with us, these doubters you talking about, and in this chat and everything. They may get in the wilderness. They get purged out. They purge bait, but they getting out of here. I don't know where. They may not know where we going, but we can't stay here. We are not staying here. We are out of here. Everybody's out of here. And God gonna deal with his baby kids elsewhere. That's my take.
Well, I agree with you, Minister Rick. The thing that I look at when I look at the scriptures, the Most High says we're going to be crying when we leave, right? So I want us to understand it ain't going to be easy.
Well, who you think going to be crying? All them people you talking about, that didn't want to leave. They going to be crying. Yeah. That's the ones going to be crying.
That's true.
Babylon. Oh, Babylon. Is like that. The people like Lot's wife, them going to be crying. We ain't going to be crying.
Yeah. All right.
That's it. I'm sorry. That's it.
All right, Minister Rick. All right, Brother Eric, how's it going?
Shalom, Brother Yacoba. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sound good. How you been, Brother Eric?
Blessings to you. Blessings to you. So listen, like I said, people don't want to give you your due, but they're going to find out in the end. Now, I have a question. Right? Now, y'all know my disclaimer. I ain't got to be right. But my question is, all these people that's in his cabinet, that he chose for his cabinet, that's unqualified, what's the one thing they all got in common?
They hate Negroes.
There you go. There you go. There you go. You see, that's why I tell you I love you. We on the same wavelength. That is the one thing they all have in common. They hate true Israel.
Yeah.
They don't need to have no other qualification than that. Right?
Yep.
Now, I don't know if people have been paying attention, but I've been saying this for a number of years now. This nation has chose its first king.
Yep.
They may have not crowned him. He's not sitting on his own throne, because trust me, he's going to make one. It's going to be made out of gold. He's going to make a gold statue, and they're going to put a crown on his head.
Yep.
Now, how it all plays itself out, I don't know. But I'm telling you, now just follow me for a second. See, because it could be a toss-up between him, number 47, and EM. I don't even like to say their name. Now, the wound, the deadly wound that was healed, just follow me for a second. You don't have to agree with me. That could have been that situation when he was on stage. It could have been. But it also could be this other guy. You notice he's taking a hit in his industry and in his cyber cars and his Tesla corporation.
Yeah, I heard he was crying like a little, you know
Right,
what?
exactly. Now, just follow me for a second. You ever heard of a company when they say, "Oh, our company is on life support"? It means the company is dying, right? It means that they're not doing as well. If by chance he makes this tremendous comeback, and his stocks and all his cars and everything does twice, 3 times, 4 times better than it ever did, that could be the wound that was healed. It could be a spiritual thing. It could be symbolic. It don't have to be physical all the time. It's just a thought, just something to think about. This guy, it could be, as far as I'm concerned, it could be a toss-up. Me personally, I think 47 is the Antichrist. I believe EM is the beast. I think MR is the false prophet. That guy that's doing that's the Secretary of State. I think he's the false prophet. Now that other dude, I don't know if it's the fourth beast. I don't know if it's the Pope or whoever, somebody else that might come out of nowhere. But that's just how my brain works and what I think is going on. I don't have to be right. That's always my disclaimer. I'm always willing to learn. I'm forever a student. But from what I see, And I said, this past election is going to be very interesting, and it gives us amount of time. Now, just because everything hasn't happened in the physical yet, doesn't mean it hasn't happened in the spiritual. It always happens in the spiritual first, and then in the physical. So anyway, brother, keep up the good work. You understand? Always in your corner. I'm for all Israel. Listen to me. I'm gonna tell you something. Like I tell everybody, I've always said, I grew up loving my family. We always stuck together. That's the only thing I know. Even if we had a disagreement, we better not have let our father know. Because if we would fought each other, we would have to fight him. And trust me, you didn't want to fight that beast. You ain't want to have to deal with him. You understand? So even if we pretended to get along, after a while, we became friends again. I'm for all Israel getting along. Settle your petty beefs because it don't bring the Most High glory. It's not edifying. It does nothing for us. Be the bigger person and just say, you know what, whatever. I'll let it go. I'd rather us get along. I'd rather us drink Kool-Aid and eat a tuna fish sandwich than us being fighting and carrying on. Let's just be friends. Whatever it takes. Whoever got. Listen, Peter. Oh shoot, the scripture just went out of my head. He that has a friend must first show himself friendly. Just be a friend. Doesn't mean you always have to be right. Doesn't mean you always have to be wrong. Just be a friend. The best friends are those that's down for you when you at your worst. When you dead wrong and they still willing to be there for you. And when the smoke clear, they say, yeah, you know, that wasn't cool what you did. Yeah, I know. I was in a bad place at the time. Thanks for being there for me. That's a friend. Anyway, like I said, blessings to you. Keep up the good work. I gone.
All right. Thanks. All right, Brother Pierre.
Shalom. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sound good.
Okay. Hey, Brother Koba. I agree with your sentiment, man. I'm tired, brother. I'm tired, and I'm like you. You know, even though I can see my way out, doesn't mean that I'm gonna make my way out.
Yep.
Like Brother Rick said, I mean, we can see ourselves out. We know that we will be out, but boy, it's tough sled, man. And
oh yeah.
So yeah, I feel your sentiment, man. Yeah, just tired. So I agree with you. My thing is, you know, what is our brothers over there in Africa? I think that I'm praying that they play a major role in getting us out of here. Maybe even leverage their resources to get us out of here, or or even leverage their resources and holding them back to force them to pay us reparations or pay us to get out of here. So I don't know, man. I'm just tired. Like you know, it's just trying to figure a way out. It's like being in a maze, you know. So yeah,
You
that's
know
all I
what
want.
makes it harder, Brother Pierre?
What's that, bro?
It's like you're standing on the track and you say, "Don't y'all see that train coming down the track?" And everybody else like, "What train?" I'm like, "You don't see that train coming down the track?"
Yeah. It's like can't you hear the vibration? I mean, can't you feel the vibration and can't you hear the
Yep.
horn blowing? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's just like, man, I just, you know, in like you said, the way things are moving at such warp speed, man, it's almost as if you're in the middle of a freeway trying to get to the other. Kind of what puts me in mind. We've all been driving down the street and we see a squirrel and he's running across the street, but then he doesn't know which way to go and he's kind of caught and he's just kind of, you know, you're like, dang it, man, I hope I didn't hit him.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I feel. You know, it's kind of like things are moving so fast, man. I'm not moving fast enough, you know, to try.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not moving fast
Exactly.
enough. So
Look,
it just
I've been making plans for like at least 3-4 years, man, trying to, set myself in a situation. I'm still not ready. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, exactly. You know, and then do you know? So I don't know, man. I just think, Brother Koba, I don't know maybe we should all just get together and have one big old prayer, man, because we need it, brother. We need to just have one big crying out. But we need it, man. I know that you and I are not the only one that's fatigued and tired.
Oh yeah. Oh
But
yeah.
but but
Yeah, I hear from Israel all the time. I'm tired.
yeah, I'm tired, brother. And just hearing this,
Yeah.
look, you know what?
Yeah.
It's like watching a scary movie. You see it coming, but you can't look away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. That's
All right.
all I wanted to say. Love y'all, man.
All right. Thanks. All right. Love
Mhm.
you, brother Robert.
Yeah, how you doing?
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. Oh man, what about that weather?
What,
Those
them
storms.
hurricanes or tornadoes and all that stuff
Yep.
came right after the blood red moon? I'm like, okay.
Yep. Yeah. Judgment. You know, the
Yep.
Most High ain't gonna let them do what they want to do. They're gonna try to do it, but the Most High is
Yeah,
gonna
they gonna
fight our
try.
battles for us.
He is. I'm telling you, man. I don't want to get you Gentiles worked up, but y'all in trouble. I ain't gonna lie. I mean,
Oh,
we in
big
trouble
time.
too, but not like y'all.
Look what it just keeps happening, Jacoba. They got rid of those two twin boys.
I know, man. That hurt me, man.
That hurt me bad too. I mean, two twin boys never been apart, and then come on, they offed each other.
That's bull crap.
Yeah.
Look, you could look at their face. They're good, innocent kid. Look, dude, they remind me of me and my brother growing up. We never would hurt each other. We'll hurt you before we hurt each other.
That's
you know what I'm
right.
saying? You can't tell me them kids hurt each other. That I don't believe that one iota. And they've been hunting us down around this country, man. They've been taking us out
and doing stuff out of character. Them boys, like I heard the parents talking or in-laws or whatever saying that they would have never been up in no mountain because they didn't do that. That was out of their character.
Yep.
So
we know it's the good old boys who got blue and white on and got the guns on their hips.
Yep.
That's who did it.
Yep.
And that's why there's never any defensive wounds, because it's the popo.
Yeah. And that's that was the straw broke the camel's back. I got most of my stuff up for sale and I'm trying to sell more. And I just made a sale today, all my showing units, and I'm trying to get out of here, man.
Look, I had a conversation with my wife yesterday. She finally on board. I'm planning our way out. I'm not telling nobody to do nothing, right? I'm just telling you what I'm doing. That's it. I don't want to hear nothing else, you know?
Okay, one more thing. I tried to get a hold of your friend. What's his name? Fast Nickel.
Yeah.
And I did that site that they put up there for the and it wouldn't come up.
What, his site wouldn't come up?
No, it wouldn't come up.
I tell you what, send me an email and I can forward you your email to Brother Fast Nickel. He could reach out to you.
Yeah, that'd be good because I'm getting all of these ever since I signed up for that one that you did. And what was that? That one online. That one is more of a stock options. I've been getting nothing but calls and people trying to get a hold of me and this and that and the other. And I told them I don't want to talk to them. I want to talk to Fast Nickel, and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Yeah. So send me the email. I'll forward it.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Brother Robert.
Good talking with you.
All right, Brother Doug.
Well. How are we? Wonderful alive today. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we all tired here, Brother Doug. We tired.
Man, let me tell you. And it's going to get progressively worse for Negroes in this country. Few things, and I did this time write down a few things I wanted to mention. First and foremost, so there's no 400-year prophecy, huh?
Exactly.
So there's no 400-year prophecy. Is that what I'm to understand? The Negroes actually still caught up on that absolute falsehood. There is an absolute 400-year prophecy, because one of the things that we're not paying attention to is what is the driving force for all this hatred against Negroes? I mean, we've been here. For God's sake, we've been here. We've been here since Shoot, since 1600s we've been here. And I mean, all through Reconstruction, the Black Codes, all of these things that we went through, slavery, you know, all this stuff. We've been here, the 60s, the 70s, we've been here. Suddenly now, there's a rising tide against the Negro presence in American government and American accomplishments and American history, and they are trying to do everything they can to erase. But they're not mentioning the catalyst that may in fact be the reason they're all up in their feelings about us. And that catalyst may be that awakening, brother, the one that you sparked in me very strongly in 2016 that culminated in my own efforts. And of course, the efforts of all that you've inspired, Brother Jacob, over the years that are now sounding the alarm, making the cry, making it publicly known that we are in fact true Hebrews, the royal line of Judah, those who were replaced by the Ashkenazi imposters that occupy what they call the Promised Land. And they won't mention that this may be the driving force against us that's pushing this narrative of trying to erase all things Negro in this country. They just want us gone. And it's a newly...
Doug,
yeah.
Do you mean the people who stole our heritage and identity who don't want us here?
I think that might have a connective tissue. Yes, Jacob. In fact, that is exactly. But you notice that they're not mentioning that. And let me tell you, especially on the new platform, I've been dealing with Threads. The cry of Negroes and who they are and the sufferings that we've all had to deal with from white people in this country and elsewhere, it is growing louder. And the louder the voices of woke Negroes get, the more resilient they move toward removing us from the equation of America. And they're not mentioning. Go ahead.
You notice that too, Brother Doug? That
the
more we wake up, the more they want to attack us.
The more and let me tell you, it's a deafening crescendo. It is a roar that is happening, and they are being as quiet as a church house mouse regarding what it is that initializes their actions. They're not saying that these Negroes are waking up and we got to get rid of every nuanced presence in America and their contributions. No. They're not giving a reason. We've always been here. We've been here. They took down the first field general's award of a medal, the Medal of Honor. They took that history down from the archives. What's the moving force? Now, just let me say this: there's a false bravado in their voice. I'm going to mention these quick things that I've written down. There's a false bravado in their voice. I mean, I look at Elon Musk in front of a crowd of Trump supporters in their Klan rally, chanting his name, and I can see the uncertainty in his face. I can see the hope that all he hopes for may be realized, but I believe it's a false bravado. And the reason I say that is because one of the panelists mentioned the weather. When he said that, man, have you seen that weather? I laughed out loud. Have you seen that weather? Yes, I've seen that weather. It's almost a race against time. What are you folks going to do? Because, I mean, you can get rid of us. You can cancel our history. You can do all this. But you can't fight against the nature that God Almighty created. He'll wipe you creatures out. And you'll do nothing except die. Now, that leads me to the two killed in the sundowner town they were found in. Let's not just gloss that over those two young men that were murdered. They did not murder themselves. They were in a sundowner town. And I'll just leave that for your own imagination. But the one thing regarding our exit, my wife too is on board now. I had my wife watching this live today, and she sees as well the need for our exit. But I read the scriptures, and I've been made to understand a lot of what I read because of you. And I see that our God is a God that comes in the clutch. Our God is a God about timing. You understand? Our God likes to make an entrance. He sure does. He loves an entrance, and he likes to make an entrance. Read Job.
You and it's all 59.
Thank you, sir. And it's all about timing. And so as we make preparations to leave, and I am always packed 24 hours a day, ready to go, ready to be elsewhere, I think it's imperative we understand that our God will be here.
Yeah.
He will be here.
Yep.
That last point I'll make, trust in Yahuwah with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all of your ways, take notice of him. And he himself, not anyone else, he himself will make your path straight. So as much as you and I are both preparing, and you say you've been preparing for years, I've been preparing for months, I don't see a way out necessarily except going straight through these creatures. And I'll do that if I have to. I'll go straight through them. I'll run straight through every one of them.
Let me tell you how I roll, Brother Doug. So, like for me, I'm walking through the way I live my life is I walk through the open doors that I see the Most High set before me, and I believe His word. So if His word tell me to flee, then I'm preparing to flee. I'm not listening to all this foolish stuff about the gathering and the second Exodus and about the Vatican being Babylon. You keep that, right? I'm going with the revelation given to me. You do you. That's what I keep telling people. Don't get mad at me because I'm doing me.
And not only that, that walk on faith that you're talking about is the same walk on faith that the ancient Hebrews had to make in the wilderness. Then nobody knew about manna until the manna showed up. You understand?
Exactly.
Nobody knew how they were going to eat until the eating was done. So I don't worry about us leaving. I know that that will occur. And if I see an open door, I'm running through it and toward it. And we'll try to escort as many out as I can, but I won't. God likes to make an entrance, and I'm not going to be nervous about what these creatures do. They can do whatever they wish. I've said it, and I'm closing. They can tell each other whatever they want. And to any that will listen to Donald Trump, Elon Musk, these other clowns that love to purport white supremacy, they can obey these creatures till their dying day, but they haven't a damn thing to do with me. And I'll land there. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Brother Doug.
Wonderful show.
All right.
Wonderful show. All right.
Thanks. Lady J. You got on mute, yeah, Lady J?
Yeah. Hi, family. Yeah. I tell you.
Hello.
Hi. You know what? God is good, and we have nothing to fear.
Nope.
And you know, the last time I was on, I forgot to say that I had a power cut. This was my first power cut here in the UK that I've experienced. It was for about 2 hours. And do you know, they sent out a text message, just like they did in 2020. And I'm just going to quickly read it to you. We are aware of an unexpected power cut. And it gives my postcode. We did not know it was going to happen. So providing you with prior notice wasn't possible. And they give a reference number. We're sorry if your power is off. We are working to get your lights back on as quickly as we can. You can keep updated, and it tells you to go to a site where you can sign up to receive free text message updates. We do not send any further updates automatically. We recommend you use our website to sign up and stay informed. And that was on the 12th of the 12th, no, on the 27th of February at 12 p.m. in the afternoon. You know, it's not just America, it's also here. And they are setting things up as you just saw. And even the things that have happened to me and are still happening, I can see it as clear as day. This is one big open camp.
Yeah.
And I was warned of this. It was like a vision, a daydream. And you know, the Spirit was saying that the Holocaust could happen all over again. And I tell you, that stuck with me for like 3 weeks. I was in a depression, couldn't budget. And that was, let me see, that would have been in like 2001. I experienced that. And remember when I had said once that this is the belly of the beast? And I'm going to tell you something. You know, after that little outburst in the office, with, you know, the capital U, with Orange Man, and when he left that Oval Office, where did he end up at? At number 10. So, when you say that they will all turn on the whore, as what it says in Revelations, you can see that, because where things didn't go right at the Oval Office, he then came to number 10 and was welcomed with open arms. So this country will not back the US because they are going to think about their own skins. That is what these people are like here. But in saying that, you know, we have to look at ourselves. And I just want to bring to everyone's memory 2 Chronicles chapter 7. If my people which are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. And Brother Yakoba, you know what the Lord showed me this week? I really didn't have time to have my devotion time, but I said, Father, you know what? I'm just going to read something that makes me happy. And that was Zephaniah chapter 3. And I started at verse 9. And when I got to verse 10, I was like, whoa. From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, my suppliants, even the daughter of my dispersed, shall bring mine offering. And so I looked up the corresponding verse, which was Psalm 68. Psalm 68, verse 31. Princes shall come out of Egypt. Ethiopia shall soon stretch out her hands unto God. Brother Yakoba, I leave you to explain that, because, you know, you say you're not a prophet, but I believe the Lord has shown you many a things. But I must say, people, we must not get distracted with the things of this world, and they do so much distractions. I wonder what celebrity they're going to bring forward that's going to be in trouble now. We must not get distracted, and we must keep our eye on the Most High and just repent and pray and come together in prayer. And, you know, I am quite sure that the Lord will provide a way, even for those of us that do not have any money. He will provide a way for us to leave, because even here in the UK, things do not sit right with me. They just don't. And I want out like yesterday. But this is the country where no matter, even if I worked 6 days a week, like 12 hours a day, I still wouldn't be able to make the money to leave, because they tax you heavily here, and rent is just ridiculous. Food has gone up. It's just crazy. And I don't know how people are going to survive here. And there's an MP called Kemi Bredalock or something like that.
Badenoch.
Yes. I mean, you know, she wanted to stop all foreigners from coming in. So it's kind of like they've used her to do the same thing as what's happening in the US. So I'm sorry, but Black folks in this country, they need to wake up and understand what is happening in the US will come here to this country. It will come here. And it will be worse because certain peoples in certain high places are German. This is their history. And, you know, some of us in this country, we speak with such Cockney accents that, you know, it's hard to even tell, well, is this a Black person I'm even talking to? But I can tell you this, for them, they hate us, no matter what kind of accent we have that is close to theirs. They hate us here. And so all I can say is that we just have to focus and keep our eyes, like I said, on the Most High, and He will make a way. And Brother Yakoba, I want to thank you so much for your channel and for all your messages and your teachings, because, you know, you've spoken loud enough for people to hear and to wake up, you know, because we're in it. We are in it. The furnace is heated up to like 6 times hotter than what it should be. And we've only got one more notch to go. And I believe, like you said, I don't believe we have until 2030 or even 2029. It's going to be sooner, because they know that their time is up. Their time is up. And just like the word says, Satan seeks whom he may devour, walking around like a roaring lion. So, you know, they know their time is short. It's up for them. But I can tell you this, even if I don't make it out of here, I will not be anyone's slave. It's just not going to happen.
I know that's right.
They're going to have to bring out the guillotine. I tell you now, bring out the guillotine. And if not,
You there, Lady J? You went silent. You went silent. Y'all hear me, right?
Yeah, internet is probably dropped.
Okay, let's move to you, Brother Asaph.
Shalom, everyone. Shalom, Brother Yakoba. It's very shocking. Your lives are always front running everything that's happening. And I'm not going to be on here too long, but we can see that America's getting set up for judgment. You know, they're unrepentant. David, when he sinned, even though he repented, he got judged. And the current president of your country is unrepentant, like King Saul. He underlined the fact that we were in captivity in the United States for 400 years, and then things took a funny turn in 2019, and things have taken a funny turn since the blood moon this week. All the places that have been hit are former places that used to hold chattel slaves. I haven't heard anyone say that, but all those places have been devastated, like North Carolina, which happened some months ago. And we are looking at Yahuwah putting in his judgment incrementally, and it's time for us to get out. But one thing before I go, I'll let you know, is that I spoke on another channel, which I'm not going to call their name, earlier this week, and Your president has put every Caribbean country apart from Bahamas on code. The leader of the Bahamas seems to be reluctant to join in with the other Caribbean countries to stand up and say, well, we're not going to have any American visas and we're not going to do what you say. But anyway, Brother Yacoba, you bear a lot of responsibility of what's happened all over the world, basically, and especially in the Caribbean. There are a lot of Torah assemblies, and your name was bandied about in the back chat as well. So well done, Brother Yacoba. Keep up the good work, and I don't think we've got long to go. Thank you very much, everyone, for having me in the room.
Looking to see you in that wilderness, Brother Asaph. Brother Christopher. You got to unmute yourself, Christopher's Corner. Going once.
Okay, can you hear me now? All right, sorry about that. I just had a little technical difficulties there. Well, first I want to say is shalom, shalom to everybody. Brother Yacoba, I want to thank you and your brother, Teo, for your ministry. I just want you to know that you guys are not alone. In my own little world, my little circle, my brother and I, we've been at it also with this whole that America is Mystery Babylon, and that she's slated for destruction for what she's done. And we too, though I have not been a very big presence on YouTube, I've been very active in my local area, been speaking out to when I was going to the gym at the time, when I was at work. So I spread this message since 2015 about prepare to come out of her. Now, with respect to come out of her, flee versus the second Exodus, I just want to say that we just need to individually, we need to just ask the Father for guidance and allow ourselves to be led by the Spirit, because everyone's not in a situation where we can just move, or like what the brother, Sister Lady J was saying about not having enough money to do anything. Believe me, if I had the money today, I would be out of this country already. I just don't have the money, struggling like a lot of us here, on this channel. And I think it's deliberately done. It's deliberately, we're in the time where there's, I forget the exact verbiage, but basically we got to work harder and longer hours, and we got to make our required bricks, meaning paying our bills and the obligations, but they're giving us less resources, less straw. So we're in that mode right now. So that's where we are. So I got to acknowledge that there are those that are blessed with money or had opportunities to go overseas because of military or other connections. So from that standpoint, if a individual was given the green light to go overseas for whatever reason, whether they be Gentile or Jew, whether they be in the faith or not, black or white, don't matter. If they have the ability to go, I'm not going to knock at them for saying that we got to go, okay? But then there's a huge number of us, myself included. I'm just, I'm like trapped between a rock and a hard place. Unless some miracle happens, and some miracle happens by the grace of our Father in heaven, Yahuwah Most High Yah, the living Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, there's nowhere I could go. I just don't have it. My heart is there, but my pocketbook says no. I says, can I leave?
Ask you this.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question, because I've gone through the same dilemma that you're talking about, and because you're never in a position of where you need to be to leave. But my question would be, if, like, let's say tomorrow, you lose your job, right, and there's less food on the shelves, and you have intermittent outages of electricity and water. Then you're going to be in a position where you wish you left, right? And you're going to say, well, now I really don't have nothing because I don't even have a job anymore. So it's like I really can't leave. I mean, I'm not saying, not to depend on the Most High, because I do believe that. But, as I've said many times, and I was talking to my brother today about this, is that how I've seen throughout the course of prophetic fulfillments, a natural order of things, right? And it's obviously prophecy, but a lot of the prophecy happened through a natural means, Right. Even like when our people went into captivity, you know, the Inquisition and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, they had to leave and they ran and all these things. A lot of it was through natural means, and a lot of stuff they had to take upon themselves. Some had money and they were able to escape and leave.
Right.
Some came
Right.
to the Americas. Some didn't have money and they went into captivity. Right.
Mhm.
And so that's the dilemma I have, because I know the Bible says I got to flee. So it's like, for me, I move in faith, right? I move in faith and towards fleeing, even though I'm like you, I don't really have the money and anything to leave, but I see what's coming. So I'm walking towards that, right? I don't know if I'm gonna be able to leave, because be honest with you, it's moving too fast. But I'm walking towards that. That just sort of how I'm doing it. Because, you know, I'm sure you're like me when it comes to, you know, you got a wife, if you married, you got children, you have a responsibility to provide and protect them, even though within our own power, we can do nothing without the Most High. But we have to have we got to be willing vessels, right? And believe him, right? And so that's where I find the complexity is, you know, because like he told Abraham to go. Right, Abraham ain't had nothing. He didn't know where he was going
until after he left. Correct. Yeah. So that's the dilemma I'm in. Because see, my brother and I, we are on point on a lot of issues, but some of these points, like when the stickler issues, I'm not even going to speak on that other thing with the other alleged pastor was saying. I don't know what's going on with that. However, when it's the flee, when the mystery Babylon flee versus the second Exodus, I agree with you that those are two separate, distinct occurrences or events that's going to happen or has to happen, because we know that the world, which is all of Babylon or the Gentile nations, the world, the West, are going to be judged for what it has done since 70 AD. We understand that. But I think, in my belief, and I'm being as sincere as possible because I don't want to be disrespectful to the spirit and being led to the spirit or mislead anyone. But I believe that Mystery Babylon have a specific judgment that's separate from all the other nations going to be judged. And this fire is going to be too hot. So from that perspective, if Yahuwah gives you if he gives you the green light, he gives you the funding, he gives you he gives you wisdom and discernment and understanding, he gives you foresight, and he's giving you plans, step A, step B, you know, especially if you got a family, then go ahead and do that. And don't knock those of us that are still here or can't go. Because like myself, for example, I'm disabled, still waiting for Social Security. I don't know if I'm going to get it at this point. So I can't go anywhere. I'm not working. I don't even have insurance at this point, because the way the state of Georgia works, I can no longer keep my insurance through the market exchange thing. So I'm going through the whole welfare thing. And I'm going through social. It's crazy. I've been on this wait list forever. I have an attorney, still waiting. Like it's going on 2 years now. I have no idea if I'm going to get it now.
And see, that's my concern right there, right? Is that as we stay, and I'm not saying to do anything, right? Everybody got to be led to the Most High. But as we see the institutions as the pillars that kept America afloat, and the middle class and those who are underclass afloat are being removed, the Section 8, the SNAP benefits, the Medicare, as he's taking all of these things away, what do we have, right? And so that's why I'm saying it's like, I don't know if, you know, as these things come, because they seem to be coming real quick, that we're not going to deal with that anyway, right? So,
right. So you know what? You know how this thing is being set up? Think of it like chess. Think of a time when you watched two grown men, when you were a child, and you watched two grown men playing chess. One is elder, the other one is the younger. And you're standing by the elder making his moves, and you looking at the younger making his moves, and the facial reaction and expressions in the younger person's face will make you believe, if you keep studying him, make you think that he's winning. Because you're a child, so you don't really understand the board. You're observing the reaction between person A and person B. So if you focus on the younger person, you think that he's winning. But if you really concentrate on the new person got some game that the new person have no idea what's fixing to happen to that person. That's where we at. So having said that, to put that in perspective, it is truly God. I keep saying God. Excuse me. Yahuwah is putting us in a situation deliberately in dire straits to make us, especially the hard-hittedness within our very being, because we're still fighting against that old man. Those of us that are in Hamashiach Yahusha, he's making us choose, like what the scripture says, choose this day who you're going to serve. Because we keep saying, I got to do this, I got to do this, I need this, and God, no, I keep saying God. Yahuwah says, no, you got to rely on me, trust in me. So you know what, my brother and I, we were talking, and come to what we got to do now at this point, because we can't make physical plans and let it run this course. There's no time for that, and most of us ain't got it like that. And you'll suffer survivor's guilt if you just up and leave your family. You know what I'm saying? So
that's true. That's true.
yeah.
If the
So
Most
and
High
that's
tell
a
you not to go,
exactly. So
I mean, you do have a responsibility.
Yeah, you have a responsibility. I'm saying, but let's say you got a responsibility for you, your wife, and your children. But when you leave, then you start considering your brother, your cousins, your uncles, all the other people that you're not really responsible for, but you're still going to feel that. That's survivor's guilt, right?
But here's
So
the
the thing
thing.
is, we got to hang on faith, because that's the only way we're going to get out of this.
Yeah.
We got to have
But
faith.
here's the
Even
thing.
Go ahead.
It's like I said in one of my other shows about the Katrina situation. By me being in Texas, I was literally a place where every single one of my family was staying with me in my apartment. Right now, if I wasn't here, then they couldn't have done that. Right. And it's sort of the same thing as, and I'm not telling anybody what to do, but if the Most High told you to leave earlier, it's probably so that you could be a base of operations or a landing pad for your family, for when your uncle and your cousins and grandma and everybody come down there.
Yes,
right?
or
So
he
that's
could
just
give
my
you
thought.
advance. He could give you advance warning, because he's being merciful to you, because he knew that this type of person with this understanding, this personality trait, whatever. Because everyone, we all at different levels of walk. This person's not going to be ready if this stuff go down like that. So he's just
That
trying
is
to move
true.
them out of the way. So you never put yourself in a situation when you listen to quote unquote one camp that say we must wait or we must flee. That in itself is the devil trying to divide us. You just have to follow the spirit. If the Bible does say flee, and people will argue every which way of what that refers to, who that talks about. But if you read the Bible and the spirit is telling you to flee or telling you to get your family out of here, don't let survivor's guilt stop you. Don't let other people who are learnt, that you think that been in it long enough, that knows better than you, don't let them, because that's a church thing. We all get this situation when someone's in there for 30 years, we think they're more wise. And we know those of us that's younger in our walk seem to be more zealous than the older folks a lot of times.
And see, that's the thing. Like you just said, everybody has that calling of what they're supposed to do for the Most High for themselves.
Exactly.
Don't do anything because I say or someone else says, right? It's because what he has told you. Because guess what? Everybody's gonna have their own struggles. Everybody's gonna have their own things that they're gonna have to deal with this, which y'all want to call exodus, flee, whatever wilderness experience. Everyone gonna have to deal with that themselves. So you best hear from the Most High for yourself, and that's what I'm doing. Because look, I'm looking at all of this, right, and I'm looking at a lot of our people already left, right, and don't get it twisted. This is my opinion, right? Don't take it for what you want. But in my opinion, the wilderness has already started, right? I'm seeing Israelites in Thailand, Cambodia, Chile, Mexico, Africa. Our people leaving this country. Y'all don't get it. So people want to get on me about, hey, where's the wilderness? I thought, they left already. A lot of people done left already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, a lot of people expect this situation like with Moses, where everybody left at the same time, and that's not what the scriptures teach. But thank you, brother Christopher. I'm gonna move on to Hebrew girl.
I do have one other thing to say. I just want to thank you, brother Jacob. I want to thank you because I don't know if you remember, but you put my GoFundMe on your YouTube channel about a year ago. It was like February of last year. I just wanted to give thanks, man. The Most High really showed out, because I was in dire straits. I was about to be homeless, and I sent you that email. You put my link up there, and you was actually giving credit to the Most High, that the love of the Father is in the people, and you showed out on your video. You put my YouTube video up there, and I think you was taking it back about how well the response was. So I just want to let you know, man, the Father is hearing us. The Father is hearing you. He's hearing me. He's hearing all of our children. He's systematically, inch by inch, putting the love of the Father in each and every one of us. And one day soon, we just got to hold out for that race, the end of the race. One day soon, we're going to make it to the finish line. Got to have faith and we have
Oh
to
yeah.
endure. Ready, set,
And I
flee.
yeah.
Shalom, shalom.
All right, thank you, Brother Christopher. And I'm gonna
All
say
right.
shout out to the family, to those who support and listen to this ministry, because y'all the ones that help Brother Christopher. Y'all have a big heart. That's one thing I really do love about the ones who participate in this ministry. You all have a heart to give and supporting the community. Shout out to you all, right? Most High love y'all and bless y'all and pour many blessings upon you for it. All right, Hebrew girl.
Salama. Did I say that right? I never say that right.
You said it right.
Okay. It is so good to talk to you. It's been a while. And I want to say hi to the family. And I've been listening to everything that everybody has said, and everybody is right. But I just want to add one more perspective to it that I have not heard, and I didn't think I would hear. And that perspective is that we all know this is our last captivity. We've been told that. We've been through many, but this is our last one. We've also been told to trust in the Lord. And we've also been told that he was gonna we've been told that the heathens had the blessing and their blessing was a sword. Well, he's switching the blessings right now. The blessings of their sword, I believe, is gone. All this stuff that they say they're going to do and they're going to have, they're not doing it. How many times have they said they was going to, Russia was going to do something and they was going to have this fight over here and this war over, and they didn't do it. They got these troops coming out and nothing happens. But the Most High, who they cannot fight, has been putting a flood here, has been putting a fire here, has been putting a mudslide here, has been just little by little, like he said, taking them off, moving them out of the land that they have stolen from us. The plagues have started. They have been going since 2019. I remember when I first woke up and I first started coming on your show, and you were showing some of the stuff that was happening around the world, not just America, around the world. That what happened in North Carolina and what happened in um, Florida and what happened in California, that's happening everywhere, especially in China, but everywhere. Every week it's an occurrence. But I've been keeping up with it, but the channels that I listen to for the most part have not been bringing it out. But it's just like Psalms 91. He said, and I used to wonder, well, you got us scattered all over the four corners. How we going to see and it not harm us? Well, we're going to see, because if you look on your TV, on YouTube, and you see these floods and fires and storms and hurricanes and all of this stuff happening, you see it with your eyes, but it's not coming near you. And guess who it's happening to? The heathen. Yeah, you might find, I believe, one of the 2/3 in there somewhere, but it's not the Israelites. It's not the Hebrews. It's not his chosen. It's not his elect that is happening to. If we get caught up in it, it's because we didn't have the faith. We didn't trust him. We didn't believe. We looking at what the heathen is saying they gonna do. If they was gonna do something, they would. If they had, I don't even believe that they have the power. They may have had it in the past, but I don't even believe they have the power of the atomic bomb that they say that they have. Because don't you know, the way they steal from Africa, the way they take everything from us, they would have blew us to smithereens a long time ago. They can't. And that's all I wanted to add. And thank you so much for letting me put my little 2 cents in. And I'm saying all of this because I want people to know, you don't have to worry. I don't care what these heathens say they gonna do. They can't do nothing. That's it.
Oh yeah, they're gonna fall into the trap they dug for us. So
right,
Brother Don. All right, thank you, Hebrew girl.
You're welcome.
Brother Don.
Hey, Brother Yacoba.
What's up, brother
Shalom.
Don? How you been?
Oh man, I'm good, man. I'm trying to stay busy so I can make more money because we're in the process of trying to get this citizenship in Burkina Faso. So I got to give them some kind of background investigation, as part of the
Did
thing.
you go down there yet?
No, it's what they some date in June they're going to have the ceremony scheduled. So that's when I'm gonna go in June. So I'm trying to get everything, together so that I can go. I can be legally allowed into the country and then go and go through the ceremony, come back, kind of have everything preliminarily set up, pack this stuff up out here, man, and get, because it ain't looking good. I've been telling people about this Peter Thiel guy and the whole PayPal kids. All of them are connected, as you showed in this. But I mean, that's basically how JD Vance became vice president, because he had been speaking very, very ill about Trump. So Trump wasn't going to choose him, but this is all part of the play. And if you look at Peter Thiel's company, man, all I know is everyone's getting ready for World War III.
Yeah.
Did you see what they're doing, what Volkswagen is doing?
Who that?
Volkswagen?
The new electric vehicle?
No. Volkswagen is repurposing itself for military to become. For
the war for Europe. Yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah.
And if you look at some of the crazy weaponry that Peter Thiel's company has, it's called Penn&Tear or something like that. Like I mentioned in the chat, they have what I would see, probably what John was seeing. The flying, the locust, and with the scorpion tail, they have that in the form of drones. Now they may not look like the locust.
Really?
Yeah, man. You gotta go check out. You gotta check out that company. They got rockets that'll go up, and the rocket will chase you around. And if it misses you, it'll come back down and land instead of blowing up someplace else. These people are sick with their weapons of war. And then I was watching somebody was talking about the nuclear fallout. The safest place is going to be in the south and southwest, southeast of the continent. But based on your lesson, it all made sense to me on the Gog Magog thing. And even as I had an intention of counting the stars on the EU flag, but I didn't get around to it. Just because things are coming in hot and heavy, because how they moved the seat of Satan from Turkey to Berlin.
Yeah, Pergamos to
Oh my goodness. And it's crazy that it's all coming back around to Germany. And we see those people that, them imposters, and they're all the same people. They're all the same people. When you dig into history,
Trump's a German, Peter Thiel's a German, Elon Musk a German descent. It's the same folks.
They're the same folks. It doesn't matter if it's in Israel or if it's over in South Africa,
yep,
or Germany, or here in the United States. They're all the same people. So I'm definitely, I have never ever debated what you had said and what your position was, because I always thought the same thing, because the Most High, had told me. So people always quote that scripture, flee Babylon and not, be not a particular place. But the Most High delivered us from the first Egypt. But this time, and I'm gonna land here, he says, deliver thyself, O nation not desired.
Yeah.
So with that, brother, thank you for all you've done for the nation. I pray the Most High. I see him working on the continent, because I watch a lot of continent video, and how these people were taking up positions against the West and saying, no, playtime's over. We need our money. So
yeah,
all praises to the Most High. Bless you, Yakoba. Chat, stay prayed up.
all right, thanks, brother Don P. All right, Derek.
Shalom, shalom. Can you hear me?
Yeah, how you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? Shalom, family. I got a little, a little perspective to the whole flee versus second Exodus thing. Um, I I think, based on what I read in the Word, based on some of the prophetic visions that some of our people are having in the season, like even some of the Gentiles, they're getting prophetic dreams and what have you. And the central theme about it is that it's about fleeing and everything like that, right? And I hear this a lot about fleeing with respect to if we should go before or after. Um, what the Spirit has led me to understand is if you're given the green light, and by that I mean you have the resources, you have the connections, because I mean it's more to it than just money. We heard so many people go over there and did things wrong, didn't have the right connections, and didn't make the right, didn't meet the right people and whatever, and they throw away a lot of money having to come back and start all over again and everything, which is very unfortunate. But I believe that the bottom line is that if one is led of the Holy Spirit, constant prayer, asking for confirmations and things like that, you know, and if the Most High gives, that person the green light, they have the resources, they have the opportunity to go, you know, and in a way that that person could understand, clearly could understand, without a shadow of a doubt, that they're told to flee right then and there. I think they should go ahead and go. But I think for a vast majority of us, based on the things that I've seen and testimonies of other saints, I think that a vast majority of us, who don't have the wherewithal to go, I think there will be a grand mass exodus. Um, you know, and based on what I understand, it's going to be on the coattails of Mystery Babylon's destruction. I understand that the Babylonian Empire, if you want to use that term, spans many continents, but Babylon, Mystery Babylon specifically, which is we understand to be the United States of America, um, in the coattails of her destruction. Because if you look at Genesis 15, captivity for 400 years. I'm kind of like summarizing it. Um, and then we see the judgment turn onto our enemies, and then we get to go. Right. So yes, some people can go. They have the wherewithal. Like, but those of us, because my brother and I, we've been trying. We've been trying and trying and trying. It's like it seems like everything that we try to do, nothing works out. And we try to get money up to do this, to do that. It's like everything just like fall on the ground. It's almost as if we're barking up the wrong tree, if I can use that terminology. Like we're told to just wait on him. So I get that some people, I can't say for certain the numbers or whatever, but it seems like there's a whole lot more people who are like you, Yakoba, like myself, my brother. We are wanting to get the heck out of here because we're so tired of this foolishness. We're so tired of the daily grind, only to get nowhere, and we see
Yeah.
the rising of prices, the dwindling of resources, and it seems like we're like, I don't know about you guys, man, but I noticed the shortening of the time. Okay, because what
Yeah.
seems to me 5 minutes is like 30 minutes that went by. It's like time is moving so fast. Like, so even if I had a lot more money to play with, it seemed like I just don't have enough time in the day to get things done I need to get done just so I can get out of here.
That's
So
true.
we, and so we have to rely on the Most High. And I want to say that I want to say this thing too, to piggyback on what my brother was saying earlier, Christopher. Uh, what we're seeing with respect to the political, landscape with respect to Trump and everything like that. This is just my guess. This is not scriptural. This is not something that I prophesied or whatever. I mean, this is just something that I'm just guessing, right? I believe the Most High Okay, well, let me put it this way. He did say that he's going to remove our idols, and that he will cause us to turn back to him. Right. So we understand that part. But the guessing part is, I believe that the reason why Trump is in office now, why he's allowed to do what he's able to do, I think because so many of our people, those who know that they're Israel and those who don't know that they're Israel, because so many people is cleaving to the other side. And so I think there are things happening that's causing us to be disgusted with this system. So we are forced to turn back to the Most High and pray, because our hope, our solution, everything that we like, our people in general, not me and you specifically, but our people in general, we hope for a better day. We hope where government can do right by us. We are hoping that we have equal opportunity and equal protections under the law. We hope that we can get rid of all those corrupt cops. But it seems like we got Trump in office now, who's trying to remove uh there's a thing called the Brady Law, where the law enforcement, if they get caught doing dirty in one municipality or one state or whatever, they go to another municipality, another state. They had this list where it sort of red flagged them that these are dirty, crooked cops. But Trump he's trying to take away from that. He's trying to make it so that that we can't pierce that what you call that, the um
Yeah, like the
qualified
corporate veil,
immunity.
that type thing. Yeah, qualified
Yeah,
immunity. Yeah.
qualified immunity, right? It seems like everything that's happening right now is to tighten the grip, to make things more heated, more tense, and everything. Because you know, and I'm sure you seen it because you talk to your own, your own circles, like offline. You have your own circles in which you talk to, and we have so many people. We love them to death, but we have so many of our people are just so hard-headed, so stiff-necked. They don't want to turn around and look at the truth or look at the facts. And so they're being put into position was that they're going to be required. They're going to have a choice, right? Or many of them. I mean, those that quote unquote pass the sword, they're going to be forced to turn around and see things the way they should be seeing, instead of having all these hopes and prayers to governments. Because essentially, this is just my opinion here. Essentially, when people are voting and participating in all these uh, protests and marches and stuff, that's a form of worship. It's a form of praying and appealing to the government to do what you want them to do, right? Because worship itself is more than just like going to church or closing your eyes and looking up and praying to the Father, whatever. Worship itself is more than just prayer. So prayer also encompasses things that we do in a ritualistic kind of way. So like every, I don't know what the what's that voting date, November, whatever it was. Every November, whatever is every fourth November, it's on a repeating cycle. It's kind of like a ritual that we're doing. And so the season that we're in right now is that our people, by and large, we're supposed to tear ourselves away, to remove our hearts, our minds, our love, our loyalty, our connection to this nation. And so many of our people are still stuck on that. They're so stuck on, well, we can make something of this. We just gotta vote harder. We gotta hit the pavement, knock on doors harder. And a lot of them they still don't get it. So anyway, long story short, my guess is the reason why Trump and company are in power now is because our people, by and large, seem to lean towards the left. And I can't prove it, but my guess is that if the vast majority of our people were going right, someone from the left would have been in office. So I think the Most High is doing some things behind the scenes to get us to look away from the government, to look up to Him, right? So that was to piggyback on what my brother was saying. But as far as the mass exodus, I don't know if you I want to say about 2 years ago or 2 years ago, you had you played a video on your channel. And I don't remember the brother's name, but he sounded like he was a Christian pastor, and he told about a vision that he had or something like that, and he was saying that he saw these massive ships, cruise ships, on every port around the country, and there was a mass exodus going on. A lot of our people, well, I can't say a lot of our people, but though there are some people in our Israelite online community have had visions of something similar, if not exactly how that brother described. It was a And dream. so Yeah, it was like a dream, a vision type of thing. So my understanding is that few, maybe people like Brother Karras who got these African connections and whatnot, they're able to go out and do things and but a lot of us, man, we're barely scratching by, constantly juggling bills. I'm gonna pay this bill this time and pay this one late. I mean, like even if I wanted to, right? Even, I mean, because I really do want to get out of here, right? But there's just no way. It just seems like it's getting harder and harder. And like my brother said, we became wise to this, 2012, but we became keenly aware of it in 2015, like even before Trump went to office the first time. And the whole clip thing. I mean, it was so many things that we were seeing. We were talking to all kinds of people all around us, our family, co-workers at the time. We meet people at the gym, barbershop, whatever. We talk to all kinds of people, and there's just so many people around here are like just totally oblivious. So whatever's going to happen with the political landscape, with the whole Doge thing and everything, people losing their jobs. I'm sorry to say, like, because I feel it, man. I feel a pinch, I'm my brother's not working right now, but I am. Thank the Most High, and I'm thankful to the Most High for all the guidance and things and support that He has given us, His people, all these years, even when we didn't know any better, right? But the fact of the matter is that you got people who've been exposed to the truth, but they chose to believe the lie as opposed to grab onto the truth, and that's that that's why we're going to see these things happen to our people, because the Most High, He's a loving Father. He's going to chastise us so that we would correct ourselves, and for those that's going to pass the sword, whatever's going to happen in these next few months, the next few years, the ones that's still going to be here. And I pray all of us who are on this call is going to be here, and all of our families and close friends and everything. But those of us who are still here, we're going to have a choice to make. Either we're going to do the will of the Most High, read the Bible, pray, without ceasing. I mean, there's a whole lot more to it than that. But we have to make a choice. Are we going to choose to have faith in the Most High and do what He say, or are we going to believe the ways of the world? And we know what just happened in the last couple of years, because that whole what we got to address is this so-called hesitancy, right? It was people trying to get you to listen to their voice, the voice of men, as opposed to the Holy Spirit that was speaking to humanity about not partaking of any wicked abomination. That's what that was. So thank you, my brother, for allowing me to speak and share my input. And I really do love our community. I can't always catch your lives and everything, but I really do appreciate being here. You know.
Okay. Thank you, Brother Derek.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming on, giving your input. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to get final comments. And I'm going to come back around. Let's start with you, Minister Rick. Get final comment. You have to unmute yourself.
Yeah. Okay. My final comment is this. You know what we sound like?
What's that?
A woman being chased by a dragon.
For real.
Oh my goodness, you're not lying, bro.
God got more to lose. The Most High has more to lose. His word is more important than us. This is what we're made of. This whole word just spoke this word to being. These folks trying to make a lie out of here. He ain't gonna be no lie.
Yeah.
So look, this is good. This is, something, when you addicted to something and you go to detox.
Oh,
and you go through the shakes and all this stuff like that. We was addicted to Babylon.
That's
and
true.
We going, oh God, look at that thing. We sweating. Oh, and the Babylon addiction. Oh, the Babylon. Oh, they doing it. They're taking the DEI. I can't get my bottle. I can't get my crack. Oh, and we sit down. Oh, it's
that is true. They turned off SNAP. They turned off Section 8.
We were more hooked up to Babylon than we thought that we wanted it. We think we're enlightened. We can get out. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out. No. God ain't gonna have us take this mess to the continent.
That's true.
Look, something. We are being left to our own means. There's a scripture in the Bible talks about love the God with all your heart, soul, and love your neighbor as yourself. And a lot of people are trying to say, Eurocentrics talking about that was everybody. No, your neighbor was your brother. You know?
Exactly.
And see,
Exactly.
so we got to love and trust God. We ain't loving our neighbor here. That's the problem. That's what I'm on. And as far as these people say, I'm having hard times, it's hitting me. You know something, Yakova? It's not. No, it's not. It's not hitting me. It's not. I've got more money, more stuff is coming in, stuff like that. But God, Bible says God gives to the sower. Giving it should be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, running over. I was just putting money out in the streets and the neighborhoods and stuff like that. And people come look to me. My family, we like FEMA. They come to us, the power go out. Go to the Long's house. They got generators. Go to so-and-so. The solar panels came and stuff like this. This is the time, Jacoba, you know, you said it yourself. There's no 400 years. You're being vindicated and you mad. You going, why are you trying to get out? Everything you say is being proven.
You know why I'm trying to get out?
You got a bigger platform. Because he said so, I know, but you got a bigger platform. They're listening to you now. They need you here more than ever. Because everything you talk about is
I agree
true.
with you. I agree with you. And I think that's why I'm still here, because the Most High want me to keep warning. But you know what I look at it as? You know how, like, when you go to Disney World, you got the people who got there early, who can get in early, and then you got the people who got there late. It's going to take them like 3-4 more hours to get into that ride.
Yeah.
Right. I'm getting myself prepared so I could be in the front of the line. What'd you say, Minister Rick? You went silent. Minister Rick, you went silent.
Let me see.
There you go. I hear you now.
Okay. I'm saying, look at Paul. When he went to heaven, he didn't want to leave. He said, but it's better for you that I come back. No, you got to go back. I'm saying, look, I think we ought to as bad as they're hating on our people. And why are we stressing it? They always hated us. They were the barbarians. They are who they are. The only thing good about this country is what we put it in. As bad as they're hating on our people, we got to love on our people. That's what I'm concentrating on, loving on our people and using the resources he's placed in our hands. Because look, whenever we've risen in this country is when we were left to our own means. When we were Jim Crowed out away from them, that's when the Black Wall Street rose up. So I'm just saying, whatever prosperity we need to get out of here will come. I'm gonna leave with this. This is very brief. This was written in text on Exodus. It was 3 instances of having to flee. The first flight was Lot from Sodom, and the Most High provided. He facilitated it. He sent people to just snatch him out. The next time of fleeing was Mary and Joseph. They had to flee from Herod, had to get out of here to Egypt, right? And what people don't understand is the Magi, that was the money. They brought the bag. The Magi brought the gifts of the Magi. And it wasn't no 3 wise men like the white folks say. It was a military column from another entry that Daniel had set up, brought the bag that sustained them in Egypt. He wasn't a more rich man, but the money. And the third time was out of he sent the troops to get us out of Egypt. So why are we stressing up? We have a good father. When you were a child, I had a good father. I didn't worry about nothing when I was a child. I wasn't hungry.
You forgot one though, Minister Rick.
What?
You forgot one. Remember they had to flee to the mountain 70 AD. You went silent again, Minister Rick.
Okay, my screensaver's going out. That's true. But you know something, your teaching, God, let me give you brief. Our people are Judah is a special people. I was from your teaching, 70 AD. I thought that was the structure. You said we rebelled again in 132 AD. It's just our people. It's something that's going to rise up against the oppression. And that's why they had to hide and switch up Jerusalem. They had to kick us out of Jerusalem and change the name to get us off. Because we are hard-headed people and we're going to rise up. Hey, God, I'm just saying, he got us. Jehovah, you're doing the good thing. He got us. We worried about things like that. You're a child a child of God. We're his children. You go, well, Dad, what we gonna do? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Is he
That's
gonna
true.
get us out of there yet? So that's what we
Yep.
doing this, so just come out of Babylon detox, come out of unity. Just I say it again. Do your job. Listen to the Most High. We are online. We got the Ruach HaKodesh. We are online. So do what he's saying. I'm gonna do the things he says. I'm retired in a month and a half. And a month and a half, I got the stuff. I got a job to do. I got my assignments out there I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to reach these people and help Israel love on Israel. And that's what I'm gonna be on with all my resources until and keep online and get another instruction. So you're doing good, but don't stress, my brother. He got us. We know the end of the book. We win.
That's it. We
We
win.
win. So I love you, my brother. Keep doing what you're doing, but do not stress. Don't worry about it. Just do the job. He tells you to go over to Africa to do a job, do it there. If he's staying here, do it now. But don't let Esau scare you nowhere. No.
Esau don't scare me.
Well, he got they got 800 years. There is time for their judgment. God
It
knows
is.
how to judge.
You went silent again, Minister Rick. So, Minister Rick,
Storms going around Chicago. It's not hitting us. I'm going. I didn't talk too much. Hey, don't worry about it. He got us. Just be obedient to the Ruach HaKodesh, what he has told you to do, and we all gonna be all right. Everybody's don't have the same path, but it's all gonna come from him. I'll land my
Thanks,
plane
Minister
there.
Rick. Appreciate it. Thanks for
But
all the
love
encouraging
you, man.
words.
Keep on doing what you do.
All right, my brother. Love you. See you later. Final comment, Brother Robert. Maybe not as long. You got to unmute yourself, Brother Robert. Going once, Brother Robert. Going twice. All right, I'm going to put you in the bag. All right, final comment, Brother Christopher.
Okay, let us remember in these last days, with the end of Esau and the beginning of the new world that follows it, remember that we are in a race. This race is not a contest about winners and losers, for these have already been determined by our loving Heavenly Father from before he laid the foundations of the earth. Nor is it about physical speed or strength, but rather it's all about faith in him and endurance until the end of this race. Matthew 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Hallelujah. Shalom, shalom.
Hallelujah. All right, thank you, Brother Christopher. Thanks for coming on. Brother Derek, final comment.
Okay, I just want to say again, shalom, shalom to all my people out there. I love you all, and I pray that we all who are alive today. I pray as many of us, the Most High chooses to say that we all be able to meet in the wilderness someday soon. You know, I'm not going to lose sleep over it, but I'm hoping that this exit is going to be this year because I am so tired. I know you are. I know so many of our people who are listening, so many people out there in the world just so tired of everything. And I think based on my understanding of the scriptures, the wilderness is important. I think even more so than the wilderness of the 40-year wilderness experience when we left out of Egypt. But I think this particular one is going to be number one, that we can rest, because we were always in this fight or flight mode all the time. Always look over our shoulders, always worry about, what's going to happen to us if we're sleeping in our bed, if someone's going to be banging through our doors with some kind of baton or something like that. So we're going to, once we get to that wilderness, we're going to be able to rest. We're going to be able to unwind and get all this hurt and all the pain and anguish and sorrows and sufferings. We're going to get all that out of our system. We're going to be crying and we're going to be laughing. We're going to be rejoicing. And those, and those who understand, like what has been done to us is going to be undone during that period of time, that we can even be uh, mentally, emotionally, and physically capable of of being Yah's holy people again. We're going to be able to march into that land, after the 3.5 years, and we're gonna be a holy people again. But I'm looking forward to that. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Most of us have done so many things that we regret, um, and we all thought one thing, and we all woke up at some point in time. And I'm almost 50. Um, it's just not going to happen here. And for those who are listening today, those of you who might be listening to this program, I don't know, 2 years from now or whatever, just understand it's not going to happen. Our people have tried for over 400 years, to make this good for us. We try to appease our captors, our enemies. We try to appeal to the humanity. They just don't get it. They're not going to get it. The only salvation with respect to our physicality is when the Most High delivers us from our captivity. And the only salvation we're going to have from that second death, the only salvation we're going to have, between eternal light and eternal darkness, is Yahusha Emmanuel Hamashiach, the only begotten Son of the living Elohim. With that, love you all. Shabbat, not Shabbat. Shalom, shalom,
All
my
right.
people. I love you. Hallelujah. All praise and
Thank
glory
you,
to the
brother
Most High
Derek.
Yah.
Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. I want to thank all the panel members for coming on, giving their input. And also, I just want to say that when you get the time, go read Jeremiah 50:51 again and look at what the Bible says is supposed to happen. It looks like it's happening, right? Now, the interesting thing is this whole thing that's happening with Yemen and the Houthis could end up being a bigger deal, which would include, them attacking Iran, right, and all of that, which would bring in Russia because Russia has an agreement, look like, with Iran and with China, which would tie into the second Ezra chapter 15. So regardless of your position on, what you're going to do, right, whether you're going to stay, whether you're going to go, whether you're going to prepare or not prepare, whatever, understand that in the end, we're out, right? However you want to look at that, we're out. And you have to understand, though, as we go through this transition, some people may not make it out. Some people may suffer, struggles and pain and tribulation on their way out. And because obviously we leave crying, right? So those things you got to keep in mind. And also, before I finish, I want to, I know Sister Chantel was trying to reach out to me. If you out there, say something in the comments, because I put the link in the Facebook, Sister Chantel. If you're there, you can come on. So I only have like a few minutes. But with what we're seeing today and the obvious removing of anything that has to do with Israelites, black folks, Negroes, descendants of slaves being removed from this country, I think you can see that there is no fighting them through the voting mechanism. There is no changing their mind. There's been over 400 years and they've never repented. It's been over 400 years and they continue to slaughter us in the streets, just like they did those twins in the mountains, right? They continue to do these things to us. Why? Because we were counted as sheep for the slaughter, right? That's what the scripture says. We were counted as sheep for the slaughter. And we see that, right? They do whatever they want and they hold themselves guiltless. They hold themselves not guilty. That's what the scripture says. And so their time is here. They don't realize it. They think they're going to make America great again. They think it's going to be a golden age, but it's a time of judgment, right? It's a time of judgment for them and for the apostate Israelites, whether they're awakened or asleep. Because one of the things I was looking at South Africa and different places as a potential place to go. And I took that off my list because I saw where South Africa is way too much like America, right? The women seem to be, not all of them, so don't get mad at me, But a lot of them, the young ones, they seem to be 304s, right? They seem to be hoochie. They seem to be, it's like, I don't want none of that. I don't want to be around that. I don't want to see it. I don't want the TNA in my face. I don't want to see all that foolishness. I don't want the fuddy-duddiness. I don't want to see it. So that's not the place for me, right? I'm not dealing with that. I want holiness. I want righteousness. I want purity. I want my family to grow in a environment where people love each other and people take care of each other, and not the pursuit of wealth and foolishness, right? So understand those are the type of things I think, at least for me, looking at things beforehand, I can make a decision before I leave. Once this, whatever you want to call it, whether or not you call it the second Exodus, gathering, anyway, or the flee, right? The wilderness experience. You're going to have to go somewhere. So I'm determining that beforehand where I'm going to go. So I won't end up in a place that I'd be like, I don't like this. Let me try to find someone else and have to try to get away, right? So, Oh, yeah, it is moist. It is, Brother Brian. It is moist. But anyway, fam, that's all I got. Peace and blessings, Israel. Your captivity is ending. Love you with the love of Messiah. If you want to support this ministry, you can by becoming a patron. You can also give Cash App, $TOTW7101. You can also go to tailministry.com and click on the donations tab, and there's other options for giving as well. And also, you can buy my book, True Jerusalem, if you really want to know where the real Jerusalem is. I'll prove it in that book. So, fam, love y'all with the love of Messiah. Peace and blessings, Israel. Your captivity is ending.